If you treat your children like shit when they are young, they're going to turn around and treat you even worse when you become old. See, when your mother and father are narcissists, they're fucking delusional and entitled. No matter how poorly they treat you when you're children, whether they're beating you, molesting you, abandoning you, neglecting you, running the streets, dropping you off on grandma and grandpa to babysit you, or you move in with grandma while your parents is running the streets. What else? Or your parents find out that you're ADHD or autistic, dyslexic, whatever, ODD, whatever it is, you're having behavioral problems in class, and your school teacher tells your parents that you need therapy, you need special classes, special education. And because your parents are narcissists, they have too much pride. They're worried about what people will think about them having a retarded child, even though you're not retarded. You just need a little extra help to function in school. Your parents will deny you that extra therapy, that extra help. And that is also child abuse. Or your parents overfeeding you and then fat shaming you and calling you obese and making fun of you. See, narcissistic parents are sick in the fucking head. They feel that, as long as they're providing food, clothing, shelter, that's all the love you need. And they don't even realize that's not love. The type of love that a child requires is that of nurturing, empathy, natural love, the same type of love that Jesus gave to all of us. It was natural and it came from the heart. But see, the narcissist is incapable of giving that type of love to his or her child. They just don't have it in them. So they'll substitute that empathy that they're supposed to have for their children. They'll substitute it by saying, well, at least you had a roof over your head, clothes on your back, food on the table. The bare fucking minimum. And then they'll call the child ungrateful for the bare minimum when the child didn't fucking ask to be here in the first fucking place. And by law, legally, you are supposed to provide financially for the child, but you're going to throw it back in the child's face. Yeah, that's how narcissistic parents treat their young children. And a child will never forget his or her first bully. Mom and dad are a child's first bully, first hater. You understand me? And what these narcissistic parents don't understand, that a child will never forget. So when that child becomes an adult, that child is now suffering from PTSD from all the damaging, abusive things that mom and dad has done in the past. But if your mother and father are true narcissists, they're just going to gaslight the fuck out of you and say, well, we did the best we could. Why can't you get over it? Why can't you put the past behind you? Why this, why that? They're going to completely ignore your PTSD. And they're going to ignore the fact that they were the ones that caused your PTSD. They want to continue to have access to you, to use and abuse you, even when you become an adult. They will hate you when you become successful, because your parents, being that they're narcissists, are competing with their own children. You're supposed to do good enough where they can brag about you to make themselves look good, but you're never supposed to do better than them. They're going to have an issue with you when you outshine and outperform them. Yes, very sick. So what happens? They push their adult children away when the adult child can no longer put up with the abuse. And once the adult child realizes that mom and dad are never going to fucking change, no matter how many fucking chances, no matter how much you forgive them, they're never going to fucking change this piss poor behavior, this narcissistic abuse. The adult child will cut off their narcissistic parents. And now those narcissistic parents will be obsessed with stalking their adult child for as long as they can to regain control. But that adult child will deny access. And that is the consequences that the parents must deal with for abusing their children when they were young. And that abuse doesn't stop when the child becomes an adult. Narcissists never stop abusing their children. So I say this to say, if this sounds like your mother and father, you've forgiven them a million times and they keep coming back into your life to abuse you, you're suffering illnesses, your body is breaking down, you're suffering autoimmune diseases, chronic illnesses, irritable bowel syndrome, hair falling out, weight gain, weight loss from eating disorders, high blood pressure, aneurysm, whatever. The stress from dealing with your abusive parents is taking a toll on your body and your mind. Just know they intend to hurt you. And they intend not to get help. They intend not to change. And actually, they're going to get worse as they get older and more set in their ways. Leave and never look back. Make your parents suffer the consequences for their disgusting abusive behavior. You understand? And an apology is not good enough. Changed behavior is. And I'm not talking about changing just for a couple of weeks, because that's what they'll do. They'll change just for a little while, just until you let them back in. And once you let them back in, they go right back to that toxic ass behavior. Change requires commitment. Commitment for a very long time, and your parents just don't have it in them. Start realizing who they really are, accept it, and you'll heal faster and stay away from them. Make them suffer the consequences for their abusive behavior that they refuse to change. I hope this helps somebody. Be blessed, y'all.